We're joined by Dr. Nathalie Beauchamp and Deborah McDonald to discuss, indeed, Food Matters. So can you tell us a bit about the film and the message you're trying to get across?
Yes, well, the subtitle for the movie is You Are What You Eat, and the movie is all about that. It's all about how our food, the industry has changed quite a bit and how deficient we are in our food. And I know myself, the big message that I got is that we're eating too much of the wrong food, but we're also not eating enough of the right food. So it's a very powerful movie. I watched it a couple times, and I'm looking forward to watching it again on Thursday.
So Deborah, when we say right food, what are we talking about exactly?
Guess what? We're talking probably about greens. Do you remember? I don't know, but when I grew up, my mother always said, eat your greens and you'll stay healthy. And we all went, oh, greens, yucky. We didn't really like that, but it's absolutely true. All of your greens are your superfoods. They're full of antioxidants and they help your immune system. So what they talk about in this film, which is so fantastic, is that, you can actually use nutrition to heal yourself, right. To prevent problems from happening. So instead of eating, brown, beige food, eat the green food, and you should have more of that on your plate. So yeah, it's really exciting to learn that. So we just have to do more of that for sure.
Yeah. Right. They talk in the movie as well of nutrition therapy, and I think it's a strong way to look at things, because we think of medication therapy and so forth, but the whole movie is saying how we treat disease more as a symptom, not as a whole and as an individual, and how much we can do with vitamins to make our body healthier and help them heal from any really chronic illnesses.
So when people watch this film, Food Matters, they'll walk away obviously with a different viewpoint of food. What did you walk away from? What really stood out for you?
Well, I think I am definitely not eating the wrong food, but I'm not eating enough of the right one. So
right.
that was strong for me.
Absolutely.
And let's just say to everybody, we're obviously talking about eating healthy, eating sensibly, really. But people are so into fad diets. How do you make eating sensibly and eating healthy a fad?
Well, I think the movie does it very well, because it really wakes you up. Wakes you up. Is what kind of lifestyle do you want? What kind of how do you want to grow when you get older? Do you want energy? Do you want vitality? So it's really giving you the simple tool that you can do. And they talk in the movie how you get up in the morning and drinking 2 big glasses of water should be the first thing that you do. So they're simple tips that that you can do.
It's interesting. When we spoke before the show, we really talked about the fact that the medical field really is a business, and I think we often forget about that. This to me, this movie sounds like it's a very simple thing to do. Just eat the right things, and we won't need all these medications. So why aren't we following that concept?
Well, one of the things is 25% of the commercials on television are drug commercials. So we have to take a look at that. So we're fed that information all the time. And there is a difference between medical and nutritional, medications therapy and nutrition therapy. So depending on what you're used to or what you end up going to in terms of the doctor, they're going to tell you different things. So we have to almost be our own doctor. We have to do our due diligence. We have to investigate things online, go to alternative therapists, chiropractors and various other ones to make sure that we're getting all the information.
And time is also a factor, right? Because the prepackaged foods have become,
exactly,
very convenient. So they increase obesity and they increase, sodium, and the list just goes on and on. But they're so easy. So, are you able to address maybe how we can make it even easier at home? I mean, it is just that simple, but wrapping your head around it.
To answer your question with why the reason of all this is that there's no money in eating healthy. That's the few times one of the doctor mentioned that, and it's a strong statement, very controversial. But I think I think we can sit back and really think about the whole industry and which way it's gone, really.
Well, and you made a great point, Albie, before the show when you mentioned that the doctors aren't educated in this nutrition, prevention, and so forth. So how do we get to the young doctors in order to move this along so that it is preventative instead of reactive?
I think it's us, the public, the more we demand it. And a great statistic there is that even though medical doctors or medicine doesn't believe in vitamins, 50% of the population takes vitamins. So people are no dummies, and that's what they're saying in the movie, that we know what's right. So you're right, that we need to teach the new doctors and the new holistic nutritionists and all that wonderful way of looking at things. And that's going to be the the answer is the public asking, and it's getting there. I mean, I'm sure you've seen a difference in the last few years, but we still have a lot of work to do.
No, to swing the pendulum the other way, yeah, it's a little slow.
Well, one comment I'd like to make is we do teach our children in school to say no to drugs. And we have to be doing that ourselves. I mean, my father, who is 49, passed away from pancreatic cancer over 30 years ago. Well, the drugs that they were treating him with really were investigational, and they're still investigational out there, because are we making those leaps and bounds the way we thought we would when we spend, what, $38 billion in cancer research? So it's a really great thing, definitely, but we have to make sure that we're actually doing our own due diligence. So it was like investing in your home. You invest in your body.
That's right.
It's a great point to make. Yeah. You're doing a private screening of this film, are you
not? Yes, this Thursday, and it's at the MIFO, the Orleans Center, Community Center, and it starts at 7 o'clock. We only have a few tickets left, so call in quick if you want them, and you can always take the chance to come at the door to buy the tickets, but we're really excited about doing this.
Terrific. Well, thank you both for coming. Really appreciate it. If you want tickets, simply give their office a call, 613-837-2883. Don't go away. We'll be right back after this to check in with Jamie.